Hello everyone, this is Chase the Channel. My name is Kirill, and here we talk about watches. Recently, Casio expanded the budget segment of G-Shock with two new series at once. It seems the design more or less takes features from previous models and doesn't particularly stand out. On the other hand, these watches have their own advantages besides the price, of course. We have a series with hands and with additional electronic displays. It's called GA-010, and also three color options with a fully electronic display, GD-010. All models can be purchased at my store, chasterclub.com. Links will be in the description. Well, let's finally figure out what's so special about the new budget series. I've taken the classic black versions here. On the left, we have the GA-010, analog and digital time. And on the right, the GD-010, just an electronic display. Both models actually look very G-Shock-like. There are recognizable features like the protrusions, the buttons, the light button at the 6 o'clock position, the case back. Generally, looking from a distance, you'll immediately recognize our favorite shock-resistant watch brand. But let's probably start with the analog digital ones. Three versions have been released. A black version, a sand version, and this unusual marsh green, spruce green one. I don't know what to call it. This kind of cold, greenish, dark shade is very beautiful. I think I like it the most in this series. And we can see that the form factor here is quite restrained, meaning that although these G-Shock protrusions are present, the thickness doesn't go somewhere too far, but it still remains decent. Nevertheless, visually it looks quite flattened compared to many G-Shock models from the 2010s. And there's mineral glass on top, of course, and the case in both series, by the way, is additionally reinforced with carbon fiber, that is carbon core guard. We can notice this from the inscription on the back cover. Actually, both the analog digital version and the fully electronic version of GD-010 have the same information indicated on the back cover. The case structure is approximately the same here. It's perhaps a little thinner, but overall it's more or less the same thing. Next, the electronic versions. Here we also have the only version with a dark display. This orange one is a fire and rescue story. That is, we know that many G-Shocks are released in collaboration with rescue services and have exactly this orange-black color scheme. Next, again, there is a dark green version, but here it's more of an olive, a dark shade. A very dark shade, but with a white screen. So with the black screen, we only have this version. Well, I think it will probably be the least popular of all the models. After all, black, although it's quite readable here, but still not everyone likes bright watches, especially with an inverse display. As for these two, they are perfect versions for outdoor activities. Very readable display, readable large digits, and let's go through the functionality. Here, first of all, in the current time mode, we see the day of the week, month, date, an interesting visualization of seconds, current time, seconds, and indicators for the enabled button sound, alarm, and hourly signal. What's interesting about this GD-010 series, we can view the time in one of 4 time zones. If you happen to be traveling, then literally with the press of one button, we can display this time, something similar we've seen in quite budget series. I think it was AE-1200, something like that was there. But the main functionality is classic G-Shock style, that is world time, timer, alarm, and stopwatch. I would highlight the timer here. But before getting to the timer, you need to go through world time, and through the alarm. There are 5 alarms here, but all are regular. All 5 alarms are one time, meaning without snooze for 5 minutes forward. The hourly signal is also set here. The sound is standard. It hasn't changed over the years. Timer, I draw your attention to the timer. Not only is the accuracy 1/10, but you can also set the timer by seconds, for example, for 53 seconds or for 1 minute 48 seconds, and it goes up to 24 hours, meaning for a whole day. Yes, in the GD-010 series with the timer, I certainly hit the mark. This is the timer that many people want, specifically from a timer. Well, the stopwatch is, generally speaking, a classic accuracy of 1/100th measurement up to 24 hours. So it's like, a travel version. For travelers and outdoor enthusiasts who enjoy country walks and exploring nature's paths. And basically, the functionality here is identical for the orange version. All the same features, and for the classic black version, all the same features. But if we move on to the analog digital version GA-010, then the dial here is, let's say, much richer. Well, first of all, we see the hands themselves, the same large indices as in the previous ones. The display itself is currently hidden by the hands, but by the way, there is a mode for temporarily moving the hands to read information from the screen. So, again, the calendar, day, month, and date. You can view the current city code, or you can quickly, by the way, switch to stopwatch mode from the current time. Let me show you this again. There's also a target here. Well, everything is great. Here we are in the current time mode, and we urgently need to time something like right this second. No time to switch from mode to mode. We're athletic people. We immediately started running, and with one press of the start button, we instantly switched to launching the stopwatch. We've seen this in the GA-700 series. We've also seen this in the updated steel version GM700. So basically the module here, I suppose, is more or less similar. The functionality is similar, meaning for athletes here, probably it's more oriented towards people who might work out in the gym or outdoors. And as I understand, there's also a target here. You can set a goal for the stopwatch too. Oh, well, from the current time mode here, we can only see the calendar. Yes, I understand that here you can't even set time duplication, which is strange actually. Well, let's leave it as is. And the modes timer, world time, stopwatch, alarm. Here they're indicated at the top, and in the upper right is the visualization of seconds. Check out how interestingly it's implemented with an orange circle here too. If we take the sand-colored version, for example, then the circle is grayish here. And by the way, notice how the color of the center of the hands matches the case color. Well, here's the classic black version. The functionality is the same, but here the timer is not as advanced. It has 1/10 accuracy, but you can set it by the minute, meaning for 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and it only goes up to 60 minutes. That is up to 1 hour, which is certainly inferior to the previous timer. World time, but here the alarms, 5 pieces, and one of them with time snooze. That is the one that will sound every 5 minutes if suddenly you like, to sleep a little more. The stopwatch is the same, accuracy of 1/100th measurement up to 24 hours. So probably this particular series is more aimed specifically at athletic people due to quick access to the stopwatch, but from the current time mode. You can still, of course, access the analog time duplication. We just press the reset button. Apparently last time it didn't register when I pressed it, so either the calendar is displayed or the analog time. Yes, you can actually set any other time here, and then you will have 2 time zones. That is, one will be shown with hands, the other on the electronic display. So electronic display, we check the backlight, immediately taking both the white version and the inverse. Both are easy to read. Well, everything is clear here. Dual LED backlight, large numbers, no problems. As for the version with hands, as you understand, there are luminous indices on the hands, so you can read the analog time. And also, the dual LED backlight performs its functions excellently. That is, information from the electronic display can also be read without problems. On the wrist, the watch, although visually looks flattened, meaning not as bulky as the same series, for example GA-700, but nevertheless the dimensions are not small. Or the GA-010 version has a height of 55.1 millimeters, width of 51.9 millimeters, and thickness of 17.5 millimeters. The digital version has slightly smaller dimensions, but actually they're more or less the same, not much different. The strap is also the same. That is, it's made of the same renewable bioplastic, and actually the case is made from it as well. And there's the metal G-Shock buckle. Tons of holes for wrists ranging from about 14.5 centimeters to almost 21.5 centimeters. And it stays in place, secures quite firmly. I mean, I can really feel how the watch sits on my wrist. Everything is ergonomically well executed there, and the weight is small, 67 and 65 grams. That means they're under 70 grams on the wrist. They're practically unnoticeable. So visually, of course, the electronic version looks more sporty, despite the fact that with the analog one, we have this quick stopwatch. It somehow seems more suitable for the city, but I think this often happens with G-Shocks that have hands. Is their design becoming more down to earth because of this? In any case, it's all up to you. You can use both types during sports activities and in an urban environment. It all depends on your taste, your goals, your preferences, and the watches in black colors don't stand out at all. So these are simple solutions, budget solutions for watches, reliable watches, shock resistant and water resistant, of course. So in terms of application here, well, except for business style, we get a fairly wide field, as we often see with G-Shock. And in conclusion, summing up, it's worth noting that a budget series is good, inexpensive G-Shocks are wonderful. But what's really special about them? Is it that the battery is designed to last 10 years? We see this inscription both here at the bottom of the dial and here in the upper part. That is, these series are designed for those who don't want to overpay for solar batteries, who don't want to go to service centers often every 2 to 3 years to change these batteries. Here you go, 10 years. So for 10 years, you just wear the watch and nothing bothers you. This is, of course, a strong advantage, one of the main ones for this series. A 10-year battery life is excellent, especially for such functionality when we get the G-Shock Classics in the form of a stopwatch, timer, alarm, world time, and an interesting design that takes something from previous series and adds something new. Interesting colors for sure, so even though the orange black is somewhat specific, I think it will also find its buyers. And these swampy shades, sandy green, this is already such a hiking style. Beautiful for those who love to go out into nature, or perhaps for those who love khaki colors in their clothing. Well, in any case, for a small budget, you get truly beautiful and reliable functional watches. All 6 versions are available in our store, chasterclub.com. This is both an excellent gift for yourself and an excellent gift for your friend or relative. These are truly watches that have a very good price to quality ratio. At the end, I would like to know your opinion. Which model did you like the most? Be sure to write about it in the comments. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. That's all. Goodbye, everyone.